exciting episode of Generation Y. And of course, if it's poetry, art or politics, we will be discussing it here at the platform, at the youth platform. So we are happy to have you join us today, and we'll be talking about art and of course poetry. Sit back and relax. You're watching the Generation Y with me, Scott Sunjata Keita. Now, welcome back to Generation Y. Today in our show we will be featuring an artist, a comedian, a script writer, a producer, and most of the time a director. We'll be having Abel Mutua on stage. Not on stage actually, on the studio. Because Kazamini art lazima mention stage hapa.
I know.
Welcome so much to Generation Y.
Pleasure, man.
It's nice having you here.
Nice being here.
Kuingia studio kila mtu anacheka nini.
Mimi kwanza I'm surprised bana. Kwa hiyo ni mtu gunia inaweza kutoa vizuri. Gunia imekutoa vizuri.
Umeninyorosha.
How you doing?
So I'm good. So what about you? Traffic and everything?
We still there. We were off air for a while. Back.
Yeah.
Wacha nikuambia hapo ndio nafika mahali unaangalia majani vile inaenda. Unaona sasa utaanza kukunywa maji ya sukari.
Unaongeza?
Normal, but glad we're back.
I tell you, you're so passionate when it comes to art, comedy and everything. How do you keep yourself always having this positive energy? As in hakuna time mimi shaikuwa na umejam.
Having grown up in Kibera, man, as in
you grew up in Kibera.
Yeah, I grew up in Kibera.
Wow.
I saw everything by age 19. Sijui ni nini inaweza nijamisha sahi. Yeah, everything. Sisi ni watu message ikiingia nilikuwa ni gunshots. Kitu tumezoea. So anything outside Kibera, man, is okay. So that's why I'm always happy. Then because it was a hustle growing up back then, so I made it. I decided to make it upon myself to make sure that at least I hold someone's hand after coming from Kibera. So
you inspire someone, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, and change someone's life for the better. So that's some of the things that keep me going. Because every time I wake up in the morning and I remember someone somewhere, with a smile on their face because I did a few things, for them.
It makes a difference.
Keeps me going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when did you realize that in your life, of course, growing up in Kibera, when did you realize that you have this talent of art and, of course, comedy?
Well, I think it's something that it's inborn, for lack of a better word.
When you come to people just laughing when you speak.
Me, I think sarakasi nilianza bado nikiwa kwa boli ya madhe.
She was just laughing.
Yeah, but I remember one day when the very first time I stepped on a stage to perform was, I think, when I was age 4 or 5, and we were in Sunday school, and there was a Christmas play going on, and there was one hell of a palm tree. It was niliweza hizo za kanisa Christmas plays. Mambo kwa mti pale unakaa hivi for 15 minutes. Yeah, so I did that. Then I went to in primary school. I was involved in a lot of kids activities. We went to, there was a program on KBC called something variety, children's variety.
The variety show, I think.
It used to come on KBC. Kitambo sana. So I went there when I was about age 8, and I saw all the shenanigans that happened in a TV studio. And I swore to myself that day,
you want to work there.
And
the machinery,
yes.
You just fell in love with the machinery, the way the producers work and everything.
It was amazing, and those were the days when we used to shoot on, analog. There were machines called U-matics. A U-matic camera was like the size of a portion meal. It was huge, and I could see them, operating their things with the huge head cans. Oh man, it was lovely.
It took you away.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So from that day, I was 8. I told myself this is where I want to be. So I worked towards that from that tender age. Yeah, so I did a few of acting here and there. I went to high school, did drama. I was the first person to take my school to provincial level.
Wow. Which school was that?
That was Makueni High School.
Makueni
High School. Huko vichaka. Huko
1 kilometer
mile. Haziwezi mea nywele bana sababu kula taka kutasumbuka. No, yeah. So after Makueni High School I went to Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. That's where everything blew up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And before even we go into your campus years and everything, because najua hapo pia kuna experience kubwa sana. Comedy in Kenya.
Yeah.
Especially looking at the upcoming comedians, do you think they have it?
I wouldn't lie. Upcoming the comedians in Kenya at the moment they're really doing something. They're doing something. It's looking back where we came from 5-6 years ago. You can tell there's some growth. There's some growth. However, we need to find ways in which we can be relevant as comedians across Africa, globally, in fact, because something I have noticed from the generation of comedians that we have right now is, when you put them on an international platform, then they get stuck a little bit because
they don't understand, probably.
You know, it's because the kind of humor that they've specialized on is humor that's relevant only within our borders.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you tell someone from Uganda a joke about a Kalenjin, they become a bit, you know, they kind of like switch off because first of all they don't relate.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think we should try and borrow a leaf from the likes of Akina Trevor Noah, because those are people who've been able to remain relevant across the globe. Take Basket Mouth to London, he will crack people up. Take him to South Africa, same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what Kenyan comedians need to master at the moment. And by this I'm talking about the stand-up comedians.
Exactly. We'll come back to that comedy issue later on our show. But now coming back to your life in campus, of course, you joined, of course, the drama clubs. You guys call yourself the Powerhouse.
Yes!
You're very equal. You guys, you brag a lot, and actually, I think you can put your mouth where your money is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because just randomly, give me a name, randomly.
The mass have gone through.
Oh yes. Dennis Onsarigo, Dennis Itumbi.
What is it about that Powerhouse thing that makes people great?
I think that's like the only club I have been in that has so much passion and drive to do whatever we do that it's I don't know, success just comes automatically.
It comes.
Yeah, but I think it's I gotta give it to the people who are right before us. Because they set up a trend and we followed suit. Because the pioneers, the likes of Akina Dennis Itumbi, Dennis Onsarigo, those are powerhouse material.
They were like the pioneers of that.
Actually, there are people before them. People we don't know. Right now, they're sitting in huge boards, in big companies.
Exactly.
Powerhouse members. Yeah, but because we are purely a media institution, we tend to relate to the people that we see most of the time. So that's why I'm giving examples of people
Exactly.
So those are the people who set the trends, and we kind of like followed suit because everybody wants to be the person who takes the baton to the next level.
Changes everything.
Yeah, man,
Exactly.
Yeah, because when I come to a place and I get a brief history of people who've made it there, I also want to leave my own legacy.
It's true.
It's natural. So I think having had people who've made a difference in the industry coming through Powerhouse, that we had no choice but to follow suit.
We follow suit, of course. And looking at now the curriculum, of course, that helped you to become what you are, of course, a producer, a script writer, and a full-blown comedian. Now, the curriculum in Kenya, of course, it focuses on a lot of theory, if I should say.
Yeah, true.
But probably, do you think it's different in Kenya Institute of Mass Communication? Probably that's why you guys are coming out and making a lot of change in the outside world.
Very true. It is very different. Why? Because first of all, we are a very practical-oriented institution. Sometimes I'm really surprised when people graduate from an institution and they come out into the job sector and you can see they are mesmerized by the kind of equipment that's there. That clearly shows that wherever these guys came from, these were not kawaida things. They were not the usual things.
They've never seen such kind of equipment.
Yeah, and you see, for such a technical career like film production and everything, you must be, you know, hands-on. It's necessary. It's very important to have such. So I think that's what KMC has that a few of these other people don't have. They have invested heavily on equipment. So as soon as you join the institution from first year, unalingwa kamera mtu wangu ukimbia Mukuru tulete news.
Bring the news. Exactly.
First year. Some of these people get a hold of equipment way after they finish